And we welcome you back to the St. Louis Park Rec Center, home of the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights, who will be hosting the Hermantown Hawks. This is going to be a good one, Bart Archer. Hawks with a very impressive effort last night against the Eden Prairie Eagles. Now they'll be taking on the Red Knights of Benilde St. Margaret's.
Well, the Red Knights had a pretty good game last night. They won 2-0, so it was a shutout by Carson Limesand, welcoming himself back to this year's edition. Wasn't challenged too terribly often, but I think there's some things that Benilde St. Margaret's needs to kind of work through. And defensively, they were very sound, but I think offensively they didn't quite find the rhythm last night. I think this afternoon they're going to look to maybe establish that, but against a very good Hermantown Hawk team that had a good showing against Eden Prairie. They lost 4-2 last night, but Biondi scored, Lucia scored, but they have their work cut out for them. Coming into the rec center is not an easy place to play, so the challenge is in front of the Hawks today.
It is, you know, and we saw some good stuff out of Backstrom yesterday in goal for the Hawks. And, you know, I think to a man, the Red Knights would probably say on their staff that they'd like to see a little more offensive thrust out of this team. And, you know, there's plenty of room for growth with them is what I'm getting at.
Well, indeed. And in the third period, I think even defensively the wheels wobbled a little bit, but they certainly have the capabilities. I just don't think they really found a rhythm last night. And that might have been a credit more to the Brainerd Warriors than really a detriment to the Red Knights, but obviously they want to get back on cue. And, you know, playing last night and then coming in the afternoon game, I'm sure they're going to have plenty of energy and they're going to have plenty of focus moving forward. But there are a couple players that focus on the Red Knights. Obviously, we've talked at length about some of them, but I think Blake Messenberg, this is a game that he's going to really show. We're talking about Nate Schweitzer, and on the other side, I was very impressed with Jackson Lucia, the defenseman for this Hawk team, and obviously we have Blake Biondi up front.
That's right, Bart.
And Ethan Lund, number 24 in the dark sweater. Watch him play. He has a good grasp of how to play this game, and he plays in a very efficient and very impactful style.
You know, it was brought to my attention yesterday that someone, big-time hockey observer, expected a little heavier game out of the Hawks yesterday, and we're surprised that they saw more of a, quote, finesse style. But I said the one thing you can't lose sight of is that this team still competed.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know, their compete level is as good as any team in high school hockey.
Well, Pete, and you brought it up yesterday where they were down by 2 goals 3 times, and they cut that lead. Obviously, they dropped that one 4-2. But they showed the resiliency to bounce back and put pressure back on that Eden Prairie team, and actually netted a couple to cut it to 1. But Eden Prairie, boy, they had a good showing earlier in the day today, especially that second period where they just exploded. I don't think we're going to see that type of offense tonight. I think they're going to play close to the vest. I think we're probably going to look at a 5-3, 5-4 game. But both goaltenders are going to be called upon to make some big saves. It's going to be Backstrom for the Hawks, and it looks like Carson Limesand getting another start today. He was impressive yesterday. He didn't see a lot of shots, but the ones he faced were challenging, and he rose to that occasion, earned his first shutout, his first start of the season.
Well, I believe the way he played, he kept his team from having to endure an overtime session.
Yeah, that's what good goaltenders do. When your wheels are wobbling a little bit on the hubs, your goaltender can kind of get you through the tough times.
Pierce ahead, Biondi in on goal, scores!
Oh, boy.
Oh, Katie bar the door! It's 1-0. 8 seconds in. Look at this, Bart Archer.
Well, Biondi just was hanging at the blue line, got behind the defense, got the puck right on his tape, went in, spread the pillows on Limesand, and just tucked it in. That's going to give this Hawks team a little energy. I think it stunned the Red Knights a little bit, but they're right back to the circle, so they're refocused. But, boy, we're 8 seconds in. That's probably the quickest goal I think I've seen in my career. Call these high school games, but Biondi, that's going to be his 3rd goal in his 4th game, and he scored one yesterday, got one today. It's a good start for the Hawks.
Bart, that is the quickest goal I've seen in high school that I can remember.
And
now
we've been doing this for a
with
while.
it. I don't think I've seen anything like it. Turnover Biondi with a missile up over the top of that. Limesand gets run into by Lund, who was greeted by a stick from the Red Knight goaltender. And now they're going to pitch down. Right before this game started, I saw both these teams underneath, and I felt as, oh, look out, here's a transition across the line. Now it's Foley. His pass partially deflected. Messenberg comes away with it. Now the Hawks will try to play through center. Lund, your guy, Bart Archer, from the right wing side. That's poked through as Pierce stepped up in the play. He's going to tuck that back in behind for Lund. Now it's Schweitzer with it. He'll be bothered on the play. Schweitzer protects the puck and hangs on. He'll look over to the right wing for Adam Marshall. Ahead he goes. Now Messenberg skates into that one. Nowhere to go but deep as they'll change First change for the Red Knights here in this one. Played to the center ice area. That's off the stick of Bassan. Now it's Pierce with it. It's interesting to see how these two teams will respond as this game settles in about the midway point of the period. Now it's Bassan with some open ice. He's got Gay with him across the line. Bassan. Oh.
Well, as a referee that made that call, the linesman on the short side didn't raise his hand or blow the whistle, but they just snuck in apparently a half a stride before the play, so play is whistled down. We're early. We're a minute 26 seconds into the first period. Hawks are holding a one-goal lead. Like I said, It's going to be a defensive battle, Pete. Nailed that one.
Dowd with it up ice, 2-on-2 through center. The Hawks are bringing some pace here tonight. Callahan with it. Behind the net, James Callahan turns away as he's watched by Antcliffe. Now Bassan has it, loses the handle. Antcliffe, that one through the legs of Matheson. Pierce down the wall for Matheson. Now it's going to be Bassan with it. Someone lost the stick. Mortensen can't handle. There's a quick shot deflected as that one was turned aside by Limesand. He's been busy here early.
The stick's going to work into the mix.
It always does, right? Every time. It's the best poke check in the business.
And that was Sarsland's stick, just for the record.
Pierce with it. That someone was Tristan Sarsland. Ooh, that one just missed the mark. Erickson's there to take the carom for the Hawks. All the way to the near side out of the corners. Callahan, he better hurry. The Hawks are hounding the Red Knights as they try to break out of the zone with purpose. That Pierce shot's deflected. Back over to the far corner it goes. Now it's Janzig that's there.
Boy, look at the grouping on the Red Knights. There's 5 guys within 10 feet of each other.
Over to the near boards. Warnert plays the body there as it's pumped back through into the Red Knight zone. Schweitzer is there as he fights off a would-be check from Erickson. And the Hawks to the low slot. Oh, blocker pad save, and a good one there by Limesand. Point blank range, and he had to be on that one. Red Knight goaltender making a difference. Protected by Thompson as he's checked on the play by Kylan. Now it's Warnert. Sidesteps a would-be checker, but Biondi comes away with it. It's amazing the confidence and the purpose and tempo that Hermantown is playing with in this game versus the one they had less than 24 hours ago.
Well, I think they're a little angry because they had every chance to be a little bit more relevant in that. Not that they were irrelevant, but they had a chance to win that game last night. I think they're a little disappointed. So they came out with good focus and good fury and serious energy as well.
Well, there's something to be said, too, that they took on a very good Eden Prairie team, considered to be the best of the AA. Now they got that out of the way. Now they can settle in here, and they look like they have nothing to lose.
Right.
Well, really, you don't in any of these games because none of them is going to win a state championship right here. Off the left wing side, Ellings plays this one ahead for Messenberg at the line. Leaves that off for Marshall. Messenberg, the redirect, and Backstrom, the stick save to the left corner. Callahan pinched down on that one. Back up through the neutral zone it goes. Foley gives off to the right wing side. Sent in by Callahan on an angle. Messenberg will forecheck. Sams with it. Now it's Dowd who works the backhand for Biondi. And Marshall didn't like what he saw as they're going to regroup are the Red Knights. Schweitzer for Marshall. Oh, nice job. Beautiful work by Gay to keep that alive with his foot. That was behind him. Good players find ways to catch passes in any situation. Now it's Bassan. Try to go into the belly of the beast there. Big save, big rebound by Backstrom. Now it's Foley. Wrist shot. That one might have hit the goaltender on the way in as it caroms all the way back out to the neutral zone. Schweitzer rink wide for Foley. He's going to send that one right back into the corner. Back behind the net, it's Blake Biondi with it. He's going to lose to Mortensen a couple of 27s. Well, that was Carson, rather. And a goal rebound there, batted down by the goaltender Backstrom. Body check thrown there. Gay is there as he tries to come away with it. Oh, that's right off the knob of the stick. We'll see if we can get that one on replay for you there.
Well, if you're Coach Ken Paul, you have to feel a little better about the way your team responded. Now they're starting to get a little offensive flow. They're really making Hermantown work in their own zone. Got a couple pretty good shots, but Backstrom kept that puck out of the net. That one ramped up and out of play by Backstrom, so it's going to come to his left. 11:50 left in this first period. Been a pretty quick pace so far, but both teams seem to be settling in, as you said, but it looks like the Red Knights are starting to find their stride a little bit.
Off to the right wing side, Janzig is there. Cut off by Warnert. Thompson looks for Bischel. He had a big goal last night. Was shot out of a cannon. His play. Oh, Pierce, pad save. A good one by Limesand as he read that one well. Out of the corner. That's going to be Sunday with it. He's checked. Callahan fishes it along for Thompson. He's going to bump the boards, but there's Peterson. And now it's picked up by Warner. Does he? Oh, nearly got by one man, but instead it's Matheson the other way. He's got a man high in the slot. Good read by Schweitzer ahead to Bischel. They got numbers if they hurry. No, now it's 3-on-3 through center. Bischel over for Thompson. Back for Bischel. Not there as Pierce comes away with it. Right wing on the breakout. Knocked off the stick of Kylan. Red Knights finding a groove here a little bit here in this period. After they trailed 1-0, 8 seconds in. 10:50 to go in the stanza. Biondi tried to work through Foley as Marshall comes away with it to Schweitzer. Hops Foley's stick. Now Biondi is dangerous down low. Scores! There it is, Ethan Lund. It's now 2-0. Hawks.
Well, the Hawks are just, when they get in the zone, they're working the puck to the right areas. Their spacing is good. They're very difficult to defend, but it was Biondi that made the initial move just inside the blue line, create some space, drew the defenders over, and then dished it off to Ethan Lund, and he just a redirect into a wide open goal. But now 2-0 Hawks, 10:37 left in the second period. These Red Knights better get on their horse and start to run here.
This is a Hawks team, when you watch them line up for the faceoff, that's focused, motivated, and they want this hockey game.
And they have a little talent on that side as well.
Well, there's no reason for them to believe that they couldn't have this hockey game, but on the same token, Red Knights are going to want to try and shut that door a little bit.
And this is a tough place to play.
Bassan plays that. Behind the net, Pierce. Ooh, they better be careful. They nearly got a hold there. It's getting awfully close to that. Stepping up on that puck and out of the zone they come. Now Pierce has it. Gay plays that one back for Callahan. Bassan over to the near side. Off the right wing boards, that's bumped ahead by Antcliffe and sent back into the corner. And we have a whistle as the puck travels out of play with 9:29 to go in the first period.
Well, it's Jack Rocco that actually was trying to negotiate through the neutral zone. He was so fast the puck couldn't keep up with him. Kind of just stopped the forward progress of this Hawks team. Face-off outside the zone, just 9:29 left in this first period. Hawks up by 2. And really Backstrom, as far as Jacob Backstrom, the senior goaltender, he's only faced 2 shots, if that, so far this period. Unusual for the Red Knights not to at least put a couple offerings on goal. Hawks are playing very sound defensively right now.
Yeah, they're playing sound defensively, and they're doing what they want to do offensively. Red Knights have been good in transition, but they get stopped right here.
Yep.
Just like that. Bischel to the corner, poked off his stick by Sams. And there's a whistle on the play. What do we got?
I'm trying to determine what that is. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you.
Slash is your penalty. That one's going to be on Warnert.
I didn't see the infraction, but they're going to take 2, and it looks like it's going to be Zach Carson, senior defenseman, that's going to go for the Hawks. So coincidental minors.
They have the time up on the board. They're going to ask them to take it off.
Well, the thing about this, and I say this every time there's coincidentals, it's a 2-minute penalty, yes, but it's 2 minutes and then the next whistle. And with the flow of the play that we've seen yesterday and today, that might be a 3-4 minute deal.
The coincidentals are almost like a coincidental benching.
Yeah. You still feel shame, and then they release you eventually. Well, probably initial infraction, then a retaliation. Took them both, appropriate call. So no worse for the wear. 9:08 left in this first period. Offensive zone faceoff for the Red Knights.
They control Schweitzer, wrister. That one's off the glass. Now it's going to be Lund. He's checked on the play. Down comes the defense for the Red Knights. And it's going to be played back into the Red Knight zone with Marshall. Turnover there. Here's Biondi. He's a big man. Offensive zone, plays that up to the line, but Marshall will pick it off. And it's going to be turned up ice and handled by the Hawks. Marshall with it now. Pierce takes over for the Hawks. He looks to the right wing off the boards. There's Biondi. Back up to the line, wrister, that's blocked. Limesand saw it for a minute. Now it pokes free. Marshall, ooh, nifty move through the legs. Here he comes up ice. Rips that one in on goal. It's going to be played back behind the line. That by Backstrom. Hawks will look back up ice. They send a long pass to the right wing. That's going to be Blomdahl with it. Callahan, Mortensen. Bisson now for Gay. He's going to muscle his way in on goal. Power move to the net. A rebound by Bisson, stopped by Backstrom. He finally covers up. Great chances there.
Well, pretty good defense by Lucia on Cooper Gay. Cooper Gay came in with a little authority, put a pretty good shot on Backstrom, and then things kind of got a little out of sorts. But Backstrom covered that puck, allowing a whistle and some fresh legs out on the ice. But there's been some offensive zone time for this Benilde St. Margaret Red Knight team. But again, responsible defense, forcing everything to the outside, shallowing the angle a little bit. So they've done a really good job defensively. It's whether they can sustain that through the course of the final 7:28 of this period will be determined as they play.
Red Knights now with Foley controlling in his own zone. Down goes a Red Knight player. That's Schweitzer. Looks like a penalty is going to be called. It's going to come up on Antcliffe, I believe.
Yep.
Now Schweitzer with it as Limesand gets to the bench. Across the line goes Bischel. He gets bumped into by Indio Dowd, and they lay off each other, so here we go.
Well, and they released the coincidental, so the penalty box is only going to be Antcliffe in there. But I think his stick just got under the skates of Schweitzer or Foley. I'm not sure which one it was, but a great opportunity for Benilde to kind of get back into their offensive flow and rhythm.
2 minutes for tripping.
It is a trip call for Cole Antcliffe.
Antcliffe of the Hawks tripping at 9:54.
Schweitzer to the corner. Marshall back up for Schweitzer. Now Callahan plays to the corner. Mortensen is there. Callahan back behind for Marshall. He'll have to have a foot race. Joining him there was Sams. Rung hard around the wall all the way up to the line. Nice job on the backhand to keep that. That's not easy to do. Callahan nearly could have had a hooker interference.
I thought about that too, but walking the fine line, it worked out to his advantage, but brought the puck in offside. But again, it's a situation where the Red Knights don't need to necessarily score, but they need to force Jacob Backstrom to make a couple saves and maybe possess the puck offensively. As we've talked about, they're doing a good job until they get into the scoring area, and then things get really muddy. Credit to the Hawks. Just 1:26 left in the penalty to Antcliffe.
Now it's Mortensen with it. Plays it back behind for Marshall. Marshall will take it up to the right point. Turns and gives and goes. Instead they go back up for Messenberg. The one-timer. They like that. Stop and save by Backstrom. Nice save by the Hawks goaltender.
And great follow-up support by Pierce on that one to clear the potential second chance.
Limesand will fish that one away from the oncoming Aiden Dowd as it's going to be out of the zone for Schweitzer with Biondi watching him closely. Ooh, look out. Messenberg drops for Mortensen. That one hopped the stick of Marshall, but he regathers. Callahan will look back to the middle. Schweitzer, wrister, he's got such a heavy shot, misses the mark. That one missed the mark there as that was played back up through as Schweitzer will regroup back into his own zone.
20 seconds left in the penalty.
Messenberg leaves over for Callahan. Right wing side for Marshall. Marshall back in behind for Mortensen. 10 to go on the power play. Mortensen back in behind the net, chopped around the wall, and they're going to kill this one off. Matheson will give Sarsland some pressure. Sarsland back in his own zone, finds Messenberg. Nice pass rink wide off the bench for Bassan, who plays that one in, backing around, cut off by Backstrom. Well, he's looking better and better with each minute of play here this weekend, even all the way down to cutting that in and around hard one. No problem for him there. Now it's Matheson. He's bumped on the play by Sarsland. Turnover, that's Gay that played over for Foley. That missed the mark for Ellings. No ice on the play. And it's going to be Lucia from back out of his own corner. Gets away from a would-be check. Now it's Kylan with it. On the angle, Biondi, he can create. Looks back to the slot area. That deflects back into the corner. There's Bart Archer's guy, Lund, as he's brought down on the play.
I'm a fan.
I know, I appreciate it. That's a good call-out that he scores. Now back to the corner goes for Ellings. Look for Bassan, that missed the mark there. Now it's going to be Lucia with it. Ahead they go to Biondi across center. Had nowhere to go but deep with that as he plays that one around to the far side. Kylan was there. Gets it back in behind. Lund was there. They play the glass. Down comes Lucia. That's deflected. That was off the stick of Kylan. Oh, Biondi wanted the ball. He wanted the bomb. They didn't see him coming there. That was Glocky that took that one away. Now from the right circle, there's a shot that's taken by the heavy stick. Now up ice, it's Ellings. He can skate in on goal. He holds it, shoots. Oh, glove save and a beauty. Back up to the neutral zone. That one's deflected in by Lund. We play on now with 3.5 to go here in the first period.
Boy, that was a beauty.
That was something special. Ellings can accelerate. Great stuff on the puck as well. 3:24 to go in the first. Yes, that score reads Hermantown 2 and Benilde St. Margaret's nothing.
Well, we got a lot of hockey to play. Just 3:24 left in this first period. But after Ellings put that shot on goal, big save by Backstrom. Then he went into the boards, and it took him a little while to get back up. He looks no worse for the wear. But what happened was it was Hermantown that turned it back up with some numbers. But hopefully we'll see him come back very, very quickly. And it looks like the goaltender Backstrom is being helped to his bench. We'd be curious to see what's going on. Not a good thing for the Hermantown Hawks, and especially Patrick Andrews. They do have a couple youngsters as far as Luke Lind and Cole Thorsvik waiting in the wings, but they're going to, maybe it's just an equipment malfunction where he just couldn't skate, but hopefully he's not hurt in any way, shape, or form, and it's just a quick adjustment. He can get back in to finish this game. It looks to be that's what it is. All the city workers over there helping. One guy doing it and 14 people watching. Just kidding.
Well, it's good. It's good to know. It's good to know that it wasn't an injury.
Yeah.
That much we know.
It certainly gets your attention, though. But gives everybody a chance to regroup a little bit. 3:24. It's obviously gather the energy.
I've got a theory on this.
Let's go.
I've got a theory on this in hockey, and it drives me crazy in the NHL. It's happened a few times where there's been some goaltending equipment issues.
No, sure.
That's not the fans' fault. That's not the other team's fault. You're going to make them wait while you're having a gear malfunction.
Right.
You got a backup goalie, put him in there, sit on the bench, get it fixed, and then come back out. Why can't we do that?
Not a bad plan, in fact, because what it does is
pace of play, buddy.
Is look at where Benilde St. Margaret started to look at where they are now. They were possessing. It slows down really the mojo and maybe take some of the momentum or starch out of their sails to a certain degree, but again,
or it could slow down the mojo of your team too, you know.
Absolutely. It's just like calling a timeout to rest your ones, as you said before. You're resting the other team's ones as well, so 6 of one, half dozen of the other. So let's get going here.
But I do think it should be written in the book that you get a minute to try to fix the equipment. Right. If you can't fix it, sit on the bench, get it fixed while the backup plays. And
no, to me that's equitable. But, you know, normally if it's just a buckle or something, you can kind of work around it. But there's something relatively significant because this is taking a good period of time to do. But I think the Red Knights are going to have to figure out this Biondi line. They've already got 2 markers on the board, and they look to grow on that number, and they've been very, very effective. If it wasn't for a couple really big saves by Carson Limestad, this game could be 3-4 to nothing as it stands right now. But Backstrom's made a couple good saves. We got a couple pretty good we got some good goaltending groups in this.
We've had some really good goaltending, Bart. And you know, when you look at the scores between these two teams over the years, between the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights and the Hermantown Hawks, they played a 6-5 thriller in the first one, at the Eden Prairie Community Center in 2017-18. Then last year, it was another one-goal game, won by Benilde St. Margaret's by a score of 3-2. So the Red Knights have the first two, and right now the Hawks are up 2-0 here with 3:24 to go in the first period.
Well, and I don't think that the Benilde team is really too worried about it. They can score goals in bunches. The thing that concerns me the most is just the play of the Red Knights in their own zone. I'm not being hypercritical on this, but a lot of just turnovers in the zone turns it the other way. And that happened in the third period against Brainerd, and it's kind of creeped in a little bit in this first period so far.
Yeah, I think it's time to start playing hockey here. I mean, this is a bigger. I mean, you got to fix that on the bench. I mean, I know they're going to let them do it, but I'm not. It's not against the situation with the Hawks or anything like that. But it's just this is a part of the game that drives a former goaltender, myself, crazy. If Mike Gear was, I'm saying it as a goalie.
Yeah, I think it might have been a skate blade, actually, is what it was. That's what it looks like the way he's working it right now.
It probably came out.
Yeah, kind of hard to get any forward push without the metal in the blade.
Well, that's the only thing about those removables, if that's what it was. But you're right, Bart. He was going, and that's why he had to get helped off with the foot up.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's initially why I thought he might have been injured in some fashion. But
it looked like it could have been a knee.
Well, yeah, just turning the wrong way because I didn't see contact that would warrant that type of situation. But referee just have to, as long as we've taken a stoppage, let's fix the ice a little bit too.
What if that blade comes back out?
Well, then we get another stoppage and we can go get some.
go get
some tots.
Your hat trick basket with tots. Absolutely nothing better. Right wing off the boards it goes, sent right back into the Red Knight zone as we pick up where we left off. Be interesting to see what happens as far as the momentum is concerned between these two teams, Bart, because you did mention the Red Knights are starting to possess the puck a little bit. Now it's Schweitzer across the line. Nice save there by Backstrom. Fought that one off. It did, but he fought it off.
Still made the save.
Back behind it goes. Nice check there by Marshall. Oh, heavy check. And then that feed right through the stick to the slot area. Penalty coming up. This one's going to be on Ellings. They're going to get him for a slash or a trip. They got him for the trip.
Wow, it looks like Kylan getting up a little gingerly, too. He's a valuable member to this team, so hopefully he can finish. It looks like he's going to be okay, but now the Hawks on the power play. 2:44 left in this first period. Hawks on the power play already up by 2. But Benilde St. Margaret's really challenges in front of them right now to get through this ordeal.
14-16 your official time on that goal, and Hawks with a chance to open up the lead to 3 here if they can put some things together on the power play.
Boy, and you really just don't like those stick penalties. If it's through effort, one thing, but stick penalties always kind of drive me a little bit nuts.
Carson, rink wide, that's off the stick of Pionk. Pionk comes together in the corner and fishes that one away from Sarsland. He had some help down low with Aiden Dowd. Nice feed to Carson up to the right point by Pionk. That's Sams with it. Top of the left circle, fanned on the stick of Bassan. He's going to foot race it with Sams, who gets there first. He puts on the brakes and stick handles away from traffic. Now Bassan will turn and sling this one back into the Hermantown zone as Carson will regroup with 1:20 to go in the power play with Ellings sitting in the bench for the trip for the Red Knights and 2 minutes to go in the period. Left wing on the pass off the breakout for Antcliffe. That misses the mark. It's going to be sent in by Callahan as Bassan will head toward the bench and negate the delayed offsides. On comes Warnert. Now the left wing they go with Antcliffe. Nothing much going on through the neutral zone for the Hawks. Carson regroups to Biondi, who's going to start over in his own zone. Up the middle, gets away from Warnert, gets away from another man, that's Gay. Now he's going to try and do another. Instead, he goes up high with the shot that might have deflected off a Red Knight stick and out of play.
Well, Biondi did a nice job, showed some patience and some speed coming through the neutral zone, opened things up, and got a pretty good look on Limesand, but it was Sarsland that ramped that one up and out of play. Nice defensive play by the Red Knight defender. 42 seconds left in the penalty to Ellings. 1:25 left in the period.
Down they go. They're off the right side up to the line. Punched down by Lucia. Rides the dasher board as it's finally played down. Thompson is there with a physical play. Power play now for 22. Pierce puts on the brakes. He's watched by Schweitzer up high. Here comes Warner to challenge. We're under a minute to play now in the first. Pierce Wrist shot through traffic, Red through there. Nice little save by a Lime Sand.
Wow, that puck was bouncing a little bit, or it was just a couple inches off the ice. He went down and grabbed that one with his glove. It really gets the whistle and allows Coach Pauly to kind of put some different penalty killers out on the ice. Just 10 seconds left in the penalty to Illingston, 54.3. Both teams want to finish this period on a positive. Advantage Hawks.
Back up to the line it goes. Lucia over for Pierce. Back for Lucia. Biondi comes away with it. Looks back into the corner, walking the line. Kylan, oh, that shot's deflected. Nice save by Lime Sand again. Biondi comes away with it. Ooh, he fed Marshall, wrong guy there. Now it's right in the feet of Marshall. That came in from Messenberg as Biondi drops back off for the defense, and Lucia. He's picked off at the line. Biondi comes away with it. Plays it over to the near boards with 20 to go in the period. Pierce plays back over rink wide for Lucia. Bumps the boards at center. Now it's Biondi with it. Across the line for Lund. He's bothered by Sarsland. Biondi is there. Messenberg tried to force that one through, and they're going to backpedal with it. That's Sams, and that's going to do it for the period. And it's been a good one so far for the Hawks.
Yeah, I'd look for the second period to have a little bit more flow, a little bit more up and down, but both teams played pretty responsibly, but not a lot of golden opportunities. But boy, it's hard for the Red Knights to kind of regather a little bit after being scored on 8 seconds in, and then the follow-up, it was a really nice give-and-go play with Lund and Biondi. So if they can kind of contain them, the Red Knights be in pretty good shape, but that's easier said than done. But I look a little better. A little bit more focused effort out of the Red Knights this coming period, but Hawks just have to keep doing what the Hawks are doing. They're being very effective with their game plan, getting on the Red Knights in their zone in a hurry and really forcing them in an area of discomfort.
Biondi and Lund, your goal scorers. Biondi has an assist on the Lund goal as well. They lead 2-0 after one. We'll have more high school hockey coming up from the American Family Insurance North-South Classic right after this.
It would break your heart to see what we pull out of here every day. We're out here 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, cleaning up the water.
Probably dump that, man.
You guys need some help?
Sure.
Yeah.
No way. JJ Watt.
What's up, man?
How's it going?
I don't believe it. Good.
JJ.
Come on.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome aboard, baby.
This net for me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So what are you guys doing out here? What's the whole cleanup about?
Well, we're just doing the right thing. It's a kind of a thankless job. It's out of sight, out of mind. Somebody's got to do it.
What's the dream for the cleanup project?
You know, my dream is for people to think twice before they throw something out.
No problem, boys. I thought I was going to have to come over there and show you how to do it.
That's not going to smell good.
Not pleasant. Great play, baby.
What would you do without these guys?
I would be in trouble. I don't know what I would do. These guys are everything to me.
You ever catch anything? Brackish waters up in here? I've caught castaneted shrimp. You eat them? No. It's been a good day, fellas. I appreciate you guys having me out here. It's eye-opening to see all the trash and everything that you guys pick up.
For me, it's really not just a job. You know, it's a passion.
I appreciate you having me out. You can swing a mean net, man.
Appreciate you helping us. It was a long, hot day.
You aren't kidding. It's hot. Talk about it. Yeah. The heat's a little different than it is on the field.
I think that being in a sport, it has built into it the concept that we are going to face a challenge. When we do sport the right way, we are teaching values. We're teaching kids how to be hard workers. We're teaching kids how to be courageous, to be fearless. Dynamites, because we have a focus on whole life youth development, physical, academic, social and spiritual excellence, we get that we're trying to develop people to be whole people. And I think that when you combine that mission with sport, I think you naturally get that. We have programs in each of those 4 areas. We have ice hockey for physical excellence. Academic excellence includes academic support like one-on-one tutoring. We have a summer academic camp. Social excellence includes our big community service project, Greg Carroll Learn to Skate, and also we're faith-based. So when kids are old enough, they have the choice to go to summer camp, kind of that traditional summer church camp. Every kid in the program has multiple mentors. If they're in tutoring, they have a very special mentor that's just their very own. And then of course the hockey coaches are mentors, and of course all the staff are mentors too. We have a very high retention rate. Dynamite's high school graduation rate over 20 years is 85%. And over the last 5 years, 96% have graduated, which is really significant because right now Minneapolis Public Schools is reporting that their graduation rate is 53%. So that, I think, is another measure that shows that Dynamite is working. Being a faith-based organization, I think we're able to say things that are really powerful sometimes. We might say to the kids, like, we're gonna do some hard things today. And we want you to remember, we can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. A few minutes later, we might be asking them to do that hard thing, and you got heads down and panting, and remind them, remember, you have strength. God's given you the strength to do this. You have the strength that you need inside you right now. They might even remember the moments where they began to believe that, where they began to believe, I should be fearless. Only believe, do not fear.
Wishes and more send me to Disney World.
Hi, my name is Giovanni Lopez, and I was 17 years old when I got diagnosed with the stage 2 testicular cancer.
Hi, my name is Josh, and my wish was for a game room.
My friend got a wish from Wishes and More, and I think Wishes and More is really cool.
We wanted to make the time Emily had as full and as much of a celebration of her life as we could, and Wishes and More helped with that.
Wishes and More isn't a what, it's a who. We are comprised of volunteers and a small staff and supporters who care about the kids in our community and want to do something to make it very special for those kids or to support the families who lose their child. We actually have 3 programs.
Hi, I'm Christy, and my daughters were Abby, Rose, and Sarah Ann. We were introduced to Wishes and More when we were inpatient with Abby at University of Minnesota Children's Hospital. We made the change to have a play set installed in our backyard and have a special reclining swing for Abby that all of her medical equipment could be attached to. And within 10 days it was installed and we were playing on it in our backyard. We were able to use it every day for a full 11 days before Abby passed away.
Josh's wish still continues today because there are so many times where Josh just can't do what everyone else gets to do, and as normal as we try to make his life, it just isn't a normal life. And so when there's birthday parties he can't go to, or when there's been treatment days and he has to miss out on hockey or hockey practice, he goes down into his game room and he turns on that bubble hockey machine and it plays the Star Spangled Banner, and I know that he's in his good place and he's happy down there.
Our memorial program was developed for those very, very sad situations when a child did not survive to experience their wish. We didn't want to just say goodbye. We wanted to show them that we did care. There's no other organization that does that for any families in Minnesota, but we do.
In the fall after Abby had passed away, Sarah started showing some of the same signs that Abby had. And was very scary. We weren't sure what was going on, and we called our doctors, and they examined her right away. They were able to confirm it was the same thing happening to Sarah. We had kind of forgot about our wish application. Things went downhill very quickly. Sarah had passed away, and it was a couple days later, and got a call, and Wishes and More was calling to tell us that they were at a memorial for us. Sarah was our little butterfly. She bounced around and never sat still and was always in motion. So Sarah was our little butterfly, and we wanted to build that garden in her memory. Our bench says, "Those we have held in our arms for a little while, we hold in our hearts forever."
You know, that saying almost can be our saying for Wishes and More, because it's the same thing. When we hold these families in our arms for a little while, we actually do hold them forever, Christy. I mean, you know that. We do. We hold them forever and hope that they feel that. And we're so grateful for what you've done in talking about Wishes and More, and how brave you are to talk about your girls. Our Scholarship of Hope program was created in order to make sure that every child and every family that came to us knew that we were hopeful and we were looking to their future.
Wishes and More is giving a scholarship of hope to Josh, so the wish continues to keep on giving. And not only for Josh, but for us as parents who have been through a lot financially with the medical trauma that we've been through with him. It's really nice to know that Wishes and More will still be with us as his future continues.
My wish for Wishes and More was a shopping spree. I really wanted a MacBook. I knew I was heading off to college. I knew I needed a good computer to work. I got my little sister a dress because her 3rd birthday was coming up, so helped my parents out with that and got her a little dress. And I bought my little brother some shoes that they really wanted. And not only did Wishes and More grant me a wish, but they also gave me a scholarship of hope, which was $1,000 towards any college of my choosing. I come from a low-income family, so I knew that I either had to keep working to go to school or find some way to pay for college, and that scholarship of hope really helped me out and my family.
You asked who Wishes and More is? Wishes and More is you. It's simply people who care about kids, care about families who are going through some really tough times, and it's our way of wrapping our arms around them and telling them your community cares. We care about what you're going through, and we'll move mountains to do whatever we can for you. That's who Wishes and More is.
Welcome back, everybody. We're getting ready for the start of the second period. The Hermantown Hawks hold a 2-0 advantage. It was Biondi that scored the first goal 8 seconds into the period, and then it was Ethan Lund with a nice give and go with Biondi in that period, and that's where we are right now. But Benilde St. Margaret's needs to get their game in order a little bit. I'd like to give a special hello to David Warazi. He stopped by and said hello and gave us some kind words. I'd like to say hello to our faithful viewer, Bob Gibbons from Marietta, California, that always tunes in. I'd like to say a special hello to Doug Dornsife and Trek from Colorado Springs, tuning in, watching some afternoon high school hockey. And we're just moments away from the drop of the puck. And this is the second period. And Benilde has been a little bit challenged in their own zone. Now, if they have tired legs, it's going to be even more difficult against a Hawk team that seems to have found a pretty good flow and pretty good rhythm right now. So off the ice early I think Benilde St. Margaret's is a very talented offensive team, but the Hawks have played a very stingy defense and really not allowed this Red Knight team to get any offensive flow. Not many shots against Jacob Backstrom for the Hermantown Hawks, but when called upon, he's made the necessary saves. Carson Limesand's done a great job for Benilde keeping this team in the game. Otherwise, it could be 3 or 4 to nothing with the way that this Hawk team is all over the Red Knights. But good things to come from the Red Knights. I'm sure Coach Pauly has them refocused, rededicated. It's not a lack of effort. It's just good, solid defensive posture by this Hermantown Hawks team. But we're getting ready for the drop of the puck. If you haven't noticed, Pete Wagner is nowhere to be found. We want to get the thing rolling, so you're stuck with me for just a couple more seconds. So I appreciate that. But thank you for joining us, everybody. If you have the availability, please fire us a message. We'd love to give you a little shout out. And I'm not going to try to do the play-by-play. We'll let the picture tell the story. But it's Bischel against Biondi. And it's Foley. It sends it over to Schweitzer, back into his zone. Back over to Foley. Foley up the left side. Kicked off, and here comes Bischel. Bischel to Warner. Warner comes in. Good shot on goal. Backs him with a nice flashes the leather. But Warner did a good job of making that shot possible.
Do you want to switch?
No, not at all. God,
that was great.
What took you so long?
I saw Jeff Ridley. I saw Matt Messenberg. I saw Callahan. I saw them all.
How rare. Pete knows somebody in a hockey
Well, you
rink.
can't even go to the bathroom when you're me. I mean,
that promotes uncomfortable conversation in the men's room.
It just sucks to be. It sucks to be me.
Well, intermittently anyway. Otherwise, it's pretty good.
Oh, no, we're just messing around.
It's your
Second
color guy
period
that needs to
underway.
work.
I have to say that through 2 games, the Red Knights against the Warriors and here against the Hawks haven't really been able to get chances generated that they had against Edina 2 weeks ago.
Indeed, and Edina's a pretty good defensive squad, so it's not like Edina's that far back, but I just think that this Red Knight team, I don't know if it's
well, they're the hunted here, and I think with Edina, there's a different mentality saying, you know what, that's Edina.
That's exactly the route that I was going to go
Oh,
for.
sorry.
Because no, it's great. Oh, great effort on that one by
Thompson. Bischel nearly pulled a groin to get back on side. Now Warner with it in front of Bischel. The energy line getting it done here for the Red Knights. Thompson is there, wrapped up by Biondi. Pierce comes away with it. Rink wide. Uh-oh, too many. No. Had to let that go. Ooh, a chop there for Lund that he took from Warner. Got away with it. That hit Ellings on the way through. Now it's going to be Lucia. He looks up to the middle. Pushed away off the stick of Pionk. He regroups, regathers. Plays it rink wide for Pierce as he looks up ice. That one's deflected wide of the mark. Back in behind it goes. Schweitzer is there as he's going to be checked. Look out, man open in front, but Messenberg was there to take over. Gathers in. Back in behind the net, there's 2 Hawk players. Now Sarsland comes away with it. That hits someone. Now to the corner it goes. Near side. Foley takes the body before they converge on the puck. Hitting, picking up here in this period. Sarsland, ooh. In the NFL, that'd be pass interference with the mitt on the sweater. Seriously.
Upon further review.
Reviewable. What's that? Down. That one goes up over the net. Why even have officials anymore? Warner. No, check that. That's Messenberg. Plays that to the right wing side. Carson has the busy stick there. And now across the line, it's Pionk with it. He has a man to the net. It's going to shoot it instead. Took Limesand up high. Nice save. Rebound. Oh, that one. I don't know if that went in the net or hit the post or hit the goaltender. I couldn't tell.
We'll give the goaltender the credit. Always.
When in doubt.
Right.
Marshall, backdoor Gay off the bench. Stick lift there by Marshall. Nice job there. Hits the side of the cage. Tempo of this period really up. Cross center ice. Now it's going to be Erickson with it. Play that one rink wide. Callahan from the corner. He's going to slam that around to the far corner. That's off the stick. And back up to the neutral zone. Pierce across the line. Dumps that back in behind. And it's going to be taken away from the end boards by Callahan. The outlet, long pass to the near side for Gay. Reaches back and rips that one back in behind the net. Backstrom cuts it off. Nice support off that forecheck. Mortensen dangles. There's a shot. They want to go high as that one was stopped by Backstrom. He's lights out right now. That 2-goal lead looking comfortable with him in goal.
Well, it's great side to side, too.
And we liked what we saw yesterday, but he's being really tested here today. Cliven gets over for Biondi. Now it's going to be Lund with it. His shot, heavy and off the end boards, misses the mark. Now it's Schweitzer, guides it up to the right wing side for Mortensen. Mortensen tried to work Pierce. Gets the stick in on him, creates some space, but that's defensed beautifully by Glocky. Ooh, that hit Thompson on the way in, didn't get through. Biondi now to the corner to Pierce, looks back to the right wing. On the tape now for Zach Cliven. He'll wind and rip that one in off the glass. Amazing. The people behind the glass didn't even realize it was there. They're having a great conversation. Now it's going to be Bischel. Usually they're ducking. Bischel now to the corner. We call all aspects of the game here, folks. In case you didn't see it. Off the boards, that's that was in on that play. Now it's Glocky with it. He's checked by Warner. Back ahead it goes. 12:27 to go in the period. Sent off a pair of skates in wide of the mark. Will regroup in his own zone. He's jammed on the boards by Pionk. Off the glass. Waiting for it is Bischel. He's cut off. Neat job by Carson on the bounding puck. Tough to do there. From the right wing side, they had a man down front. Did a nice job to break that one up as that was Pionk bidding. Now it's going to be Ellings from the left wing side. Ellings carries us along the goal line. He's watched, takes a couple of sticks for his effort from Sams. Up to the corner it goes. Now it's going to be Pionk with it. Sends one about knee high, batted out of the air neatly by Sams across the line. Here's Sams with a shot, saved by Limesand over to the left corner. That's off the stick and back into the corner now for Matheson of the Hawks. Hermantown now in control with Aiden Dowd. Dowd is going to be bothered on the play as they play this one through center. Warner took that one from Ellings. Now it's Messenberg to chop this one to the boards. Messenberg fights this one through to the corner. Nice job to play this one through traffic. Now Messenberg turns out of the corner, surveys. One-timer Callahan, swag and a miss. Got just a piece of that one as he plays that one over to the near side. Sent right back in. It's going to be Mortensen. Leaves that one off. Here's Marshall, wind, shoot, save, rebound. Nice job by Backstrom. Handle that bullet that came from Marshall from short range. Oh, a redirect by Messenberg, saved by Backstrom. Shots are coming fast and furious here on the Hawks goal. Slap right back in by Foley, back in behind the net. Nice job by Messenberg on the forecheck. Carson gifts it over to the near side. Foley sends a shot that works its way off the end boards. Messenberg with it now. One-timer Schweitzer, that's blocked. Look out, here they come. Back the other way on the move. It's Sunday. Loads it up, shoots, blocker pad, save. Limesand fought that one off, return shot. Oh, they have Biondi. Oh, and a big stick check there by Messenberg. Didn't let the big 2-7 shoot. There's a wrist shot there. That's going to be sent in wide of the mark. Pad save from right to left. Nice one there by Limesand. Where that came from, I don't know. That gets away from Pierce. No ice on the play as they're going to regroup now with Lucia. Back in his own zone with 10 minutes and 17 to go here in the second. Back it across the line. Now it's Antcliffe. He puts on the brakes. Up high they go. Biondi in stride, protects the puck one hand beautifully, just walks it down low, but Sarsland, the sophomore, muscles the senior veteran. Now it's going to be Gay across the line. He's got a man to the net. Shot and a save, rebound. They wanted that shot, back shot, scores! Oh, you can see that one developing. Terrific work there. As that was Asher Conley who took the original shot. And Bassan, a couple of former Edina teammates that hook up there to cut the deficit in half at 2-1.
And that's going to be Besson that scored that one. That's going to be his third goal of the season, but all the players to the right side of the goal. Puck squirted out to Basson, wide open goal, but a lot of confusion down low as far as the Hawks scrambling to try to regather that puck, but it squirted out very fortuitously for Basson, and he made that count. A lot of hard work finally got rewarded for this Red Knight. It looked like the Red Knights are starting to get into that rhythm that we're so familiar with, and they just came in waves and outnumbered them down in the zone, but Bassan finished that play. Now it's 2-1, changed the complexion. We're just under 10 minutes in the second period.
That was an entertaining 4 or 5 minutes of nonstop hockey, up and down. It was great. Yes, that's how the game should be played. Terrific. Let's see if we can keep that going. Now it's going to be Warner from the right wing as he's going to ring this one hard back behind it. Backstrom. Pierce is there as he plays this one up along the boards. That shot misses the mark. That one taken by Foley. And from the left wing, that's going to be sent to center by Erickson. Hits a Red Knight player on the bench.
Well, very quick
face off at center.
Very quick to turn to try to clear that puck. So I think it got into the heads of Hermantown a little bit. Instead of being very comfortable with the puck, they're turning and firing. So that just means that they're in more of a reactive mode as far as dictating the course of play. I think Benot's kind of starting to take that away from this Hermantown team, and they're starting to get into a reaction mode. So that's good news for Coach Pauly. His team's doing the right things.
Indeed they are. Back into the corner behind the net it goes. Across the line, Pierce plays this behind the net. Ooh, they try to go short side. Played to an open wing. Bishop, ooh, that was nearly redirected in by a Red Knight player. That was Sarsland. Hands get up. Oh, that was interesting little battle there. First it was Erickson that, no, I'm sorry, Matheson and Sarsland got the sticks up. Then Erickson came in to help, and Matheson shoved his own player out of the way and said, let me do this.
Oh,
and then he went back after it. It was great. I've never seen a guy throw his own guy out of the way.
Right. Let me help you here, but outstanding shift by Joey Pierce on that one. Not only spearheaded the rush, checked up and made a pretty good play, but also came over, kept the puck in that zone. Otherwise, that faceoff might not be in the offensive zone for the Hawks. So just want to recognize Joey Pierce. Nice shift.
9:03 to go in the second. You know, Bart, we're going to have 4 games in a row, 3 days straight here from this very facility coming up at the Tradition in the Park Holiday Classic. Wrister, that's off the shaft of the stick of Lime Sand. Didn't see it. And then we're going to have 12 more games going on at the Plymouth Ice Center. Wow. Now it's going to be Elling's trailer for Marshall. Scores! Oh, Schweitzer down low. What a feed there. They've juggled the lines here, Bart Archer, and it's making a big impact on this Red Knight team. Looks like they've gone a little more lunch pail along the way with some of these lines. And, you know, Schweitzer dips himself down low and redirects that one into the back of the net. It's now 2-2.
Yeah, in fact, I think if Ellings gave him that feed, I think that what he had in mind was a redirect. It wasn't necessarily a shot on goal.
I guess that was Adam Marshall. I thought it was 14 down low there, but am I wrong?
I've given up. I don't know. I don't think Red Knights care as long as it's not at a 2, but they certainly have the energy. Now it's up to the Hawks to respond.
That's off the stick of Gay back through the neutral zone, and it's going to be Peterson. He's going to be checked off the end boards. And now it's going to be Aiden Dowd. Back behind into the corner. Pionka's there. Into the stick of Gay, but he couldn't handle it as he looked to turn up ice. Don't forget, tonight at 7 o'clock, right here at the MNHockey.tv, you got Edina and White Bear Lake. The triple header. Look at the teams we had on here today. Hermantown, Eden Prairie, Benilde St. Margaret's, White Bear Lake, Edina.
White Bear's pretty good, too.
Now Mortensen going to be brought down to the trip there as he tried to go wide. Pierce got the stick into him there. Well, and the power play comes up.
That's what happens when you move your legs. It was Mortensen that actually was moving, and it was Pierce that got his stick in the wicket, so he's going to spend 2 minutes in the box, but the tides have turned a little bit. Now it's the Red Knights putting the Hawks against the ropes, and they're taking a couple shots at them. What a great opportunity it is for this Red Knight team to boost the lead. They've scored 2 this period. There's still just under 8 minutes to go in the second period, and now the Red Knights on the power play. That's an area that the Red Knights are going to want to kind of ramp up as they go. So far, their power play has been somewhat pedestrian in Benilde St. Margaret Red Knight standards, but things are starting to amp up a little bit for this team.
Callahan now from the left side.
I wrote down Schweitzer on that goal. I'm sorry, I'm just going to leave it there.
Do you think it was?
I do.
Okay, I don't know if I'm seeing things, but.
And I'm not trying to take anything away from Adam Marshall. Trust me on that.
Callahan now, back up through center ice, across the line. From the corner, puts on the brakes. Marshall plays this up for Schweitzer. Marshall now from the right wing to the right circle. Wrister, that's deflected wide of the mark. Callahan looked back up for Schweitzer, didn't like what he had as he had Biondi on him. Schweitzer, nice feed over to the right side for Messenberg, lets it go. That one off the glass. He wanted the high glove hand side.
He wants another chance too.
That one was Mortensen there. Chips a pass up for Schweitzer. Callahan back up high now, one-timer. There's that shot he was looking for. Didn't get all of it. Somehow it gets back up to Callahan. Big break there. That hits a man in front. That was Carson, cleared to center with 45 to go in the power play. 6:30 to go in the second. Nice muscle on that stick for Sams. Back into the end line it goes. Schweitzer with it. Messenberg. Oh, brought down on the play. They're going to let that one go. They're going to say he dove, but they didn't call that. Now it's going to be Bisson with it. Uh-oh. Turned over at center. Pionk was there. Nice job by him to push that one into the Red Knight territory. It's going to pretty much do it for the power play. Nice kill. Packing in when they need it, getting a couple of saves.
Yeah, it really
Hawks,
was.
you know, they stopped the bleeding there with that one, no question. Now Gay takes the feed from the right wing side, but not so fast. Bisson shoots, and a nice save. Look at that. Set up, look at the shot, look at the save. That's as good as it gets here.
Well, Cooper Gay did a nice job using his body to protect. Then he went cross ice on that one, and it was Bisson that put the lumber on the puck, but it was a nice side-to-side once again by Jacob Backstrom, senior goaltender, to close that gap in a hurry. 5:44 left in the second period. This might be the best offering I've seen out of Benilde St. Margaret's as far as a period this year. They're
the three games we've done, no question.
Absolutely, they're really playing very focused right now. They're doing the little things. They're paying the price to make a play. They're doing what Coach Ken Pauly wants, and I think they're starting to get some energy and confidence through that too.
Bisson will shoot. You felt like they were a little bit on edge against Edina.
Yep.
That they were uncomfortable against Brainerd. And you know what? There's the old adage, you do it your way or you do it our way from a coaching staff. And we know how the Red Knight teams play. And there's no question this is the Red Knight style of hockey that their coaching staff's going to want to see.
Well, it's going to continue to be a work in progress. But like you said, now they're the favorites. They're the front runners. They're the ones people expect to win. After last year, you could see the talent. Now it's going to start to mature. They're going to get better as this year goes on. They have a couple of things that they're working on. It's a work in progress. But I like what I see so far this period. And the Hawks have been back on their heels a little bit, chasing the play in their zone. I wish the Red Knights' spacing would be a little bit better, give themselves more options, but it's all because of effort. Everybody wants to contribute and get them going the right way.
For the Hawks, they had such a great start, and you know they're unfazed by this. They're a competitive group, and as their coach, Pat Andrews said on my Overtime podcast, that you know what, in the end, we're going to compete to the very end. So they are not going away here, and this one's going to be setting up for terrific third period. Drop pass Bischel to the line. Tricky spot there as the Hawks force the turnover. Schweitzer comes over to poke that one off Matheson's stick. Now it's Warnert back in behind the net. Conley now from the corner. Plays this one up for Bischel. He has Warnert open to the right wing side. Conley comes away with it with speed across the line. He's been a spark plug. Bischel, shot, rebound. Conley was there. Off his skates, back up to the line. It goes to Sarsland. Sarsland tried to force that one through as that was into the equipment of Janzik, who plays that one ahead to Sunday, and wide of the mark it goes. Now Sarsland with it, bumps the boards ahead. Bischel, never one to shy away from contact, bumps into a check there, stays down the boards with it. Carson comes away with it, leaves it off the right wing side for Lund. Tried to go through the wickets of Sarsland there as it's played to the corner. There's a shot. Oh, and a nice glove save made there by Limesand. Saw that, tracked it at the last second.
Yeah, that was Kylan that turned and fired on that one, but Limesand, a big save. That could have changed the momentum of this game a little bit, but the goaltender once again picks him up quite well. But I've been very impressed with Ethan Lund. We've said his name a number of times. Not afraid to go into traffic. He still can maintain the puck, but he pushes the game forward, and he does so many little things that don't show up in, as we say, the box score. But I just... I watch it, my eyes migrate to him whenever he's on the ice.
Well, things are happening. I think that's really the key component there. Something good is always happening. From the end corner, it's Lund with it, the guy you were speaking of. Now Carson walks and shoots, deflects up out of play. 3:35 to go.
Well, and the Hawks like to use their defensemen, get them involved in the offense, but it was a nice play by Benilde St. Margaret's to come out and challenge those shooters high. Got the puck, released the puck a little quicker than he wanted, ramped it up out of play, so faceoff's going to be to Limesand's right. 3:34 left in the second period. We're not at a 2. Looks like Hermantown's starting to get a little energy now.
Yeah, you know, the peaks and valleys that we see in these games so much, you know, starting to take hold now as they fight back. Lund with a shot and a save, rebound, backdoor. Oh, that was a chance for Cliven as that one misses the mark. Now it's Messenberg in transition, puts on the brakes. Carson was right there.
Solid defense.
And now Cliven sends this back in behind the net. Schweitzer, 2:55 to go in the period. Long pass, they find Ellings on the move. He's going to be angled by Glocky. Ellings back in behind the net, looks in front. The net was hit, but the wrong one.
Yeah, that was Marshall that came in. Ellings did a nice job. It showed some patience, went around the net and put it right out in front. And then it was Marshall that just walked into that one, but that one ramped up very quickly on that one.
Everybody lost sight of the puck as it went up so fast, and they weren't sure if it was going in. And then it wasn't until it dropped off the netting, the whole place went, ooh.
Yeah, you saw the section over here kind of rise out of their chairs just a little bit. But it is going to come outside the zone, so apparently it was initiated by Marshall. Just had the gap wedge. He needed the 5-iron on that one, but puck stayed out of the net. 2:43 left in the second period.
Straight up in the air, Blois Olsen. He's wondering if the goalie got a piece of it.
Oh.
Back through center ice now. It's going to be Bassan. Bassan protects, short angle, nearly caught the short side.
Didn't
high
miss by much.
cheese, no question. We're down now to 2:12 to go in the period.
See the spacing again from
Gay
the Red
to the
Knights.
corner. And they're supporting quite well. Back up high, Sarsland will hustle over to the left side, keeps it alive. His shot ramps up off a stick off the end boards. Now Schweitzer comes away with it. Nice little inside out, nice feed to Like, gets that in on goal, stick save Backstrom. Back up to Schweitzer. He's so good in and around the blue line, keeps the puck quite a bit. Among the better ones in the high school game. There he is again. Nice little pickpocket. Oh, he can shoot. Looks down low. Gay. Oh, and what a save. A beautiful save made there by Backstrom again. Watch this play if we can get it here. A subtle little play there by Schweitzer, and then the save becomes even bigger.
No, absolutely, and I don't think that blade has given Backstrom any troubles on that one, but he made himself big in the lower part.
Forgot all about
the
that.
high percentage areas, he took that away, but kind of a trying moment again for the Hawks. But this Red Knight team, they're getting they're getting lanes, they're getting space, they're moving it forward, and they're funneling to the net, which is really the Red Knight trademark. They're starting to inflict their wares a little bit. 1:31 left in this second period.
They've had a lot of offensive flow here in this second period. Whatever was said between periods, a couple of players juggled on lines, finding some chemistry. It's been great stuff. Thompson with it. That one's blocked. But what's been equally great is how the Hawks just don't lose their focus. They come at you, they're a championship caliber team year in, year out, and they never stop. They've got a motor and they've got an engine.
Their method is pretty consistent.
No question. Schweitzer with it. You and I have seen him for so many years at St. Paul. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Missed him last year. Hopefully we can welcome him back. But the Greenway Raiders did a nice job filling in. They subbed it nicely. How great was that?
It was nice to get a different flavor.
Oh, well, they were good, though.
Yeah, they were.
The story we all loved. Obviously, it captivated the Minnesota hockey audience. Red Knights get the change on the fly. And back into the Benilde St. Margaret zone it goes. Janzig was there to make the play, but the Red Knights fish it through. Now it's going to be Ellings with it. He accelerates to the left wing side, sends a fade through to Marshall. Boy, Marshall's been spoon-fed to the slot. He's been doing a great job getting open, angles the whole deal.
He's going to have to buy him Chipotle by the end of the day today.
At a bare minimum. Well, he better not go to the one up the road or he'll never get it.
Oh, hello.
Oh, it's the worst.
Oh.
What?
That wasn't my intention.
Anybody who knows what we're talking about says it's just awful.
Okay.
That'll do it. Don't start. You picked the ski.
I guess I did.
It's right up the road. That's the problem.
I didn't mean to.
All right, 2-2 after 2. Bart, your opinion?
Well, I think it was the best period of Red Knight hockey I think I've seen. And Hermantown really, like you said, they're unflappable. So it's going to be 2-2 going into the third period. So it's going to be an exciting 17 minutes. Don't go away. But I just think it's going to be very defensively responsible. But it's up to the Hawks to answer this Red Knight push right now. I don't think the Hawks had more than probably 5, 6, 7 shots, albeit some of them pretty challenging. But we've seen some great goaltending today.
Too heavy? Try it.
I got it.
Wow, this looks amazing. Can I help you make a few?
Sure.
You sure?
Huh?
Hi, I'm Derek. Nice to meet you. What's the ultimate dream for your business?
We have this hunger project that I give back to the kids to buy food.
How long have you had this dream?
10 years.
So you're 6 years old and you had the dream for 10 years. That's pretty good. That's someone that knows what they want to do in life.
Hockey.tv continues its coverage of high school hockey right here in the state of Minnesota, and we are proud to be sponsored by Robert Thomas Homes, part of the Tradition Company's family. And joining us here between periods is Carol Griffith, the VP of Sales and Marketing. Carol, like I say, it's our annual checkup. I'm so glad to be speaking with you about Robert Thomas Homes. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Pete. Thanks.
That's good to hear. You know, Robert Thomas Homes is a very unique community of homes, and I've been through them. They're amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about what Robert Thomas Homes are and where you're located and how those are put together?
Sure. Robert Thomas Homes is a locally owned, award-winning, semi-custom home builder. We build homes or new homes throughout communities in the Twin Cities. We offer a variety of products that appeal to a variety of homeowners. You've got your heritage and villa collection that work well for the first-time move-up buyer. Our tradition collection, which is more of an executive move-up product, as well as our villas that would be single-level living in the empty nester product line.
Where are you located? Do you have various projects that you're working right now, or are you pretty located in one area?
Yep, we have a variety of communities throughout the Twin Cities. Our flagship community is Spirit of Branch and Farm, which is located in Lakeville. We also have the Harvest in Chaska, Tributary on Foster Lake in St. Michael, Creekside Hills in Plymouth, as well as Highcroft in Woodbury.
And you mentioned a couple of different types of potential buyers. I heard move-ups in there. And, you know, if you look at a specific target to what Robert Thomas Homes attracts, what do you see that market being?
Really, we appeal to a wide range. Our single-family village collection heritage is more move-up, even sometimes first-time home buyers. We also offer our single-level living, the villas that appeal to a wide range of empty nesters. So those are two really solid products for us. And then the third is our tradition collection, which is more of an executive. You might see that product ranging anywhere from $700,000 to over $1 million.
And then in terms of the differences between, let's say, I'm looking to buy a home versus build a home, what are some of the key things I need to consider for that being the right fit for me to actually build and go from there?
I would say, number one, do your research. Go online, check resources, referrals, reviews. I think that's really important for people nowadays. They can gain a lot of information from that. Check with past customers. Also, I think when you're looking at building a home, number one, look at how long you're going to live there and understand that you're not necessarily going for cheaper is not better. I think it's really important that you do look at quality products and quality finishes because your home, you intend to live there for a long time. It's the largest single investment you're going to make in your lifetime. So you want to make sure that it really withstands the test of time for years to come.
And finally, you have so many great properties, and if I want to research these as I'm doing the things you suggested, how do I get to that easiest? What's my quickest path online to find you?
Definitely visit our website, which is robertthomashomes.com. You can gain information on our communities, our pricing, our quick move-in homes. We also have interactive floor plans. All of that is available on robertthomashomes.com.
Okay, that's great, and we appreciate your time. Carol, good luck to you, and have an incredible winter, and let's enjoy it and get to spring, which we all love so much. It'll come soon enough,
great.
Right? All right, that was Carol Griffith, Vice President of Sales and Marketing from Robert Thomas Homes. We'll be back with more right after this.
Let's go back to that little place where we used to go in the summer days. We dip our feet at the water's edge, and everyone would come along to meet us there. can trap for longer. 'Cause every year my body's getting stronger. We can swim all day and dance until the night, but we're not coming home till the moonlight shines, till the moonlight shines. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's go back to that little place where we used to go in the summer days. The lodge by the water's still my favorite place, and I could come every year and it wouldn't change. Do 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 do.
And we welcome you back to the St. Louis Park Rec Center, home of the Bedell St. Margaret's Red Knights and the St. Louis Park Orioles. They'll be cinching it up here for the third period, Bar. We've had a good hockey game. How about some scoring summary action? Not a lot of helpers here that at least we're aware of.
Right, and well, I can't hear.
Oh, you can hear them perfectly.
Almost.
I think the word you want to use is trust.
Fair enough. But it was Hermantown in the first period that netted a couple. It was Biondi and Lund. And then the second period, it was Benilde St. Margaret's that netted a couple, and it was Bassan and Schweitzer. Schweitzer from Ellings and Lund from Biondi. But both teams have 2 markers in a particular period. So third period
That's
tied
right.
up, 17 minutes, going to be fun.
This is the old something's got to give.
Yes, sir. I figured I fired out enough cliches. I'll let you handle that one. But I like
My pleasure.
I like the way the Red Knights played. They had the long change. They managed it quite well. They negotiated. I like the line change part of it too, because sometimes when you just change the complexion of a line or the continuity of a line, it kind of puts people back to the reset. It's like it's like rebooting your computer to a certain degree. Then they start just doing their jobs and doing the normal things and getting back to what they're supposed to do.
Good to see Matt Lichty's in the house, the president of the Hopkins Youth Hockey Association.
I like that.
I think he's headed out. I think he's headed out to the backyard rink. Is that where you're going?
Just coming off girls' practice over on the east side.
Oh, over on the east. That's sorry. Hopkins Park, of course, using both this facility and the Hopkins Pavilion. By the way, we are live and automated streaming every game at the Hopkins Pavilion, and I bet you didn't know this. We'll be live and streaming automated every youth game here at the Rec Center starting next week. So there you go. So, and then we got this. There's just streaming everywhere. So here we go. We've got a second period. It's good to see you, Matt. You're a good man. Take care, buddy.
Well, Benilde St. Margaret's took a penalty. It's Adam Marshall for a slash just 4 seconds into the period, right off the opening period face-off. So Benilde St. Margaret's not making things easier on themselves.
We're always promoting here, Bart Archer.
It never stops.
This is a key power play. I mean, it's not the end of the world for either squad. But
good way to start the period for the Hawks.
Absolutely. If you get them some offensive flow for the Red Knights, you get a nice kill here. Backstrom, who seemed unbeatable, will play this one over off to his right. The Red Knights didn't give him much of a choice.
No, in fact, he made the saves that he was supposed to make, and the Red Knights were fortunate to get a couple, but we're not at it too. That's where both teams, I think, want to be.
From a shallow angle. Oh, there's a nice save by Limesand. Held his ground. Terrific. Back in behind now. Lund is there. And now it's going to be Pierce. Looked. Instead goes to Biondi. Back up for Pierce. Looks for a shooting angle. Gathers. Shoots that one wide of the mark. Foot race over for the far side. Chip to center. And back through the neutral zone it goes, with 1:04 to go in the power play.
Boy, Ellings has been really good tonight, not only in the offensive zone flying up the wing, but a nice defensive play right there.
I would say he's been very assertive,
yeah,
no question.
I like it.
Swatted back into the equipment there of Pierce. He's had a strong 2 days of hockey. Lund touch pass to Pierce. He has Biondi to the net. Pierce loads up. That hit Limesand on the way in. Squared up to that well, that up high off the glove of Pierce to center as Carson will regroup. Carson now looks back through the left wing. That's Lund who's going to chase this to the corner with 25 to go on the man advantage. Now it's going to be Sarsland that's there. Kylan plays this one up, and it's going to be gathered in by Callahan and sent the length of the ice. Carson now standing and ready to go is Marshall. Red Knights deliver a big kill. Possession still to the Hawks as they come across center. That's going to be Aiden Dowd, or check that. That was Drew Sams to flip that one into the corner. Down in the corner goes Antcliffe. And the Red Knights' James Callahan will gather, rings the boards along. Waiting for it was Warner. That was enough to just get away from Aiden Dowd. Now Callahan's going to play this one back in behind the net. Swung to the left wing by Sams. Warner sidesteps a would-be check. That is up high into Bischel's gear. Outlet to the right wing side. Now across the line they go with Dowd. He's going to be checked. Now it's going to be Foley back up ice. He has Bischel 2-on-2. Now Schweitzer steps up. Foley carries. Wow, 2 defensemen deep for the Red Knights.
That's aggressive.
That was the Oilers. Holy smokes,
Yeah.
Coffey and Greg Smith.
I was going to say Charlie Huddy.
Oh,
but
Greg Smith. I mean Steve Smith.
Steve Smith.
Greg Smith was the cheap version of Steve Smith.
The sugar-free.
Is Steve Smith more famous for the goal he scored on his own goal in the playoffs?
It's unfortunate because
or
he
his
was
long,
a
illustrious
terrific,
Stanley Cup
he
baked
still,
career.
I think it still haunts him to this day, but he was such a
Really?
good player that it's unfortunate that he's remembered for that dubious situation.
Well, have you heard an
so to
interview of
speak.
it or something?
Yeah, in fact, I did follow up on it.
Poor guy.
I was going to make a really valid point. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I ran you off the rails as usual.
Break for the
It's my
viewers.
MO. Public service.
Right. You did your job.
Face-off win, shot, blocker pad, save. From the left side, back up to the line they go. That's Indio Dowd with a shot that misses the mark. They're going to try and spring Marshall. Oh, it's Pierce. Pierce did everything he could to get his body, stick, hand, whatever it was in front of that puck. Deflects it up and out of play into the net area as Gino Peluso fishes and throws it back on the ice.
Well, it's good that he did because it was Marshall that was breaking up, and he would have gone in really all alone. Oh, I guess what I was going to say is after the kill, it looks like it might have given Benilde St. Margaret some energy. And normally, like the Hawks would lag just a little bit, but I don't see that. The Hawks are still coming back with some really good energy.
Now it's Sarsland. Jams on the brakes. Biondi gets a stick on him, but no problem, says Sarsland. Callahan for Messenberg across the line. Messenberg muscles to the net. Oh, he had a backdoor feed to Mr. Chipotle, Adam Marshall. Speaking of which, I'd like to say hello to Lisa Decker, his aunt looking on from Madison, Wisconsin.
Awesome.
Also his other aunt, Laura, I think it's Woodland. I can't read my writing from Chicago, but Laura, you know who I'm talking about. That's really weak. Terrible writing. Failed in grade school. Our Lady of Grace in Edina, they didn't like my writing, nor do I. Left wing, here we go. It's going to be Ellings with it. Drop past Marshall into the midsection. There's Backstrom to make the save.
Well, again, some extracurriculars after the fact, and it's Schweitzer that's sticking up for himself, but I thought Marshall walked into that one, put a pretty good shot on goal, but he had plenty of room, and he had Schweitzer on the right side, so maybe a little bit more patience instead of just loading up a slap shot, which isn't actually ideal for accuracy, even though the kid can shoot the puck like nobody's business. He had some other options, but stepped into one. Baxter made a nice save, and then that's when the pushing and shoving. So both teams are going to send 2 players out. Zach Carson, the senior defenseman for the Hawk team, and again, Nate Schweitzer, senior defenseman for Benilde St. Margaret's. 2 prominent players in the penalty box for a couple of minutes.
It's been a great weekend of hockey here at the American Family Insurance North-South Classic at the St. Louis Park Rec Center. Next year, this event heads its way up to Hermantown. I'll be talking to Pat Andrews to see if we can't put our treatment on this with the program books and the live stream coverage and the podcasting and the player MVP awards. Hopefully he'll go for that. We'll see. We'll see how good of a salesman I am.
Patrick doesn't stand a chance. You're not only a good
Neither,
salesman,
hey,
but you're relentless.
Hey, neither does an Alaskan
Wow.
and snow.
Oh, hello.
They're going to be buying too.
Selling ice cubes to the
Doesn't
Eskimos
stand
again.
a chance.
Doesn't stand a chance. Well, if anybody could, it'd probably be Patrick, but
Well,
I wish him well.
Well, it's just relentless in pursuit. So,
Right. Well, you believe in the product, and it's a good product, so I'm sure he'll give you the time.
thanks to everybody that's joined us throughout this year. We're putting up some great numbers, Bart, on our streams. You know, we're at about 5,000 for the Red Knight Edina game. That's real. That's legit.
Well, that's why we do it.
Mortensen. Now it's Gay from the corner. Mortensen bothered on the play by Biondi. Boy, Biondi's been so big. Love his game, Bart. There he is. Nice feed quickly across to the right wing for Cliven. Cliven kicked out of there by Sarsland. Showed the soccer skills. Over to the near side for Lucia. Sends that one through as Limesand just makes sure he gets that one deflected away from the players behind the net. That's a subtle little play, even though it wasn't on net. Lucia. Bassan, nice job to pinch and keep it alive. Mortensen has Gay in front. Oh, no, the puck to the corner. I thought that had a little less juice on it. Lund across the line. He's stopped. Oh, Bassan with a big blow there. Stick is knocked out of the way there. Here comes Bassan through center with Gay. 2-on-2. Knocked off the stick to the corner, bumped off the boards by Sams around to the near side. Jammed back down into the corner. Collision. There's a shot by Warner that misses the mark. Racing into that one was Bassan, couldn't quite handle. Foley plays this one along the far boards, and it's going to be sent back into Red Knight territory. Schweitzer plays back behind. Schweitzer again. Lays that one ahead for Bischel. He has Thompson with him, Warner as well. Bischel tried to go inside out on Pierce. Stays on it. In front, ooh, Thompson was there. Foot race for Dowd as he comes away with it. Now it's Thompson. Races that one down. Ooh, be careful there. Bischel got the stick over the stick. Now it's Sarsland with a missile. That misses the mark. That sent the fans packing that time. The conversation had stopped.
Only missed by a lot.
And icing the call.
But they should double shift this Warner line. Every time they come out, they bring some energy, and they're very effective, and they keep the play in the Hawk zone. But obviously you can't double shift, so there's going to be wholesale changes. But it is going to be, it looks like it's going to be the Marshall line back with Messenberg and Ellings. They've been effective as well. 10-13 left in this third period. We're not at a 2.
I think it's been a very purposeful game for Ellings. It's been the best one I've seen him play.
Yeah.
And I know he was really good in Grand Rapids, but you and I were not in the IRA Civic Center. A home close to yours truly. I love that place.
So do I. Top 5.
Cut down there, sent back through. Did I ever drag you up for a game there?
I did one. I think it might have been with Phelps, though, so I don't think it was me and you sharing some magic.
Oh, I wasn't even right. Back up through center ice.
Didn't feel right anyway.
It's like you were cheating.
No, yeah. It felt that way, but Ryan's fabulous, but it's just a little different.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
We're going to play on. We've swallowed the whistles. Let's go.
Ice
Love
is
it.
Clean.
Across the line. And on goal. That was about as obvious of a trip you're going to get. So here's my thing. You let that go. Do you let everything else go, or do you just act like you missed it?
Well, that's a tough question.
You know what I mean?
I'd say act like you missed it. It doesn't. The situation shouldn't dictate the infraction. If it's a penalty at the 16:55-minute mark, you call the penalty. But I'd like to say you just missed that one. But plenty of evidence down around the offensive blue line for the Red Knights. That's funny. I thought it was funny. Oh.
Nice battle there. One. Mortensen off the boards with acceleration. Off wings, turned aside by Backstrom, gives up no ground there. And now it's going to be guided along the right wing wall. Janzig was there. Mortensen again. And Matheson races up out of the center ice area. Sarsland stands him up. Oh, from the right circle. Golden opportunity to save made there by Limesand. Janzig was there. Look back up to the blue line for Lucia, and the Red Knights win the battle. And now it's Bassan from the left wing. Bassan carries this one deep, walks along the goal line. Stick goes down and steered aside by Backstrom. High in the air, gunned down with the arm, and that's going to be a hand pass on the Red Knights. Outside, we take it.
Well, again, a kind of a vulnerable moment, and that was Will Thompson that closed his hand. But if he didn't do that, it might have been Hawks coming the other way. But we're 8:25 now. Time is going to be a bit of a consideration to both of these teams. But this has been a good, both teams trading punches pretty well. Hawks are doing a good job of forcing this Red Knight team. If they do come up on the left side, they get to put them into a shallow angle, and those are pretty easy for Jacob Backstrom to manage.
Puck rolls up to the line. That one's deflected away. Schweitzer. Backdoor they go. Body checks thrown off the end boards, fished out of there by Bischel. And now it's Warnert with it. Guides that one ahead. That's off the stick of Thompson, as that's going to be offside at the line. 8:01 to go in the third.
Well, and then to little extracurriculars after the whistle. That's Charlie Bischel that's attracting a lot of attention from the Hawk players, that they escort him out of the zone very politely. But I didn't really see what actually happened on that one. But it was a bit of a pinball at that time, and it just it seemed like it got a little dicey, so to speak. Pete, I don't think that if there's going to be a determining goal in this game, I don't think it's going to be a pretty one. I think it's going to be pretty ugly because there's not a lot of room in front of these nets for either one of these teams. So defense first.
Could we have our third one-goal game in a row by these two teams, of which the first two won by the Red Knights, 6-5 in 2017-18 and 3-2 last year. Shot in on goal, rebound. Ooh, that's going to the net like you're talking about there, Bart. Cliven was there, or Kylan rather. Back off wide of the net it goes. Stick save by Backstrom. Right wing pass now. Kylan across the line, watched by Callahan. That leaves Lund open, who goes high off the window. Now Marshall. That's off the skates of Ellings. They better hurry. And now it's Kylan again. Schweitzer plays the body there. Lund brought down on the play, plays it to the corner. Kylan is there. Kylan now fishes back for Lund. Watched by Callahan. Here comes Messenberg to help out. Back behind. That gets through the crease area there as Lund will play to the line. There's a wrister from the blue line by Sams that rips off the end boards. Carson now from the left point hits Biondi in the wheels. Now it's going to be Ellings to bump this off the board, just content to take the icing call. Back into Red Knight territory we go. Still tied at 2.
Well, Drew Sams and Adam Marshall kind of conversing a little bit. I thought Sams might have put a little better effort in trying to stop that, but I think that he wanted to whistle line change. Not a bad situation, but under 7 minutes now in regulation time in this third period. We're not at a 2. Hawks haven't really got some good looks, but they've had a lot of offensive zone time. But Benoit struggling a little bit defensively, catching up with the play, but they've been effective and they've kept the puck out of the net. That's their primary focus.
And when they have gotten the chance, it's been Carson Limesand that's
nice to have a goal
been there
like
to shut it down. Oh,
on.
my word, yes. You've got a very quality backup goaltender. I don't know if you even call him a backup goaltender. And Jack Olson, 6-0 in his high school career. Sarsland, nice job to sidestep Pionk on the way in. Now it's Bischel. Bischel and Pierce drops off for Thompson. They had Warner to the net. Now back behind it goes all the way around for Warner. Lays that one back up for Sarsland. Looks for Warner, finds him. That one pad save Backstrom. Nice little touch there off of that Bischel bid. All the way around it goes. There'd be an ice. I guess that came off no, they'd say no ice on that play.
No, Dow jumped the rope on that one and actually sent it down. Nice touch to avoid the icing.
On purpose. You know, if you push it through that snow in front of the benches, you know, you can have a little more English. I'm sure he was thinking about that.
All part of the process. Calculated.
Yeah, I'm sure. Pierce plays it to Dowd. That's Aiden Dowd. Now it's Biondi. Holds, shoots. Whoa, Biondi with a bomb that misses the mark. He had short side labeled. Pierce sidesteps Gay. Shots deflected. That misses the mark. It's going to be Warner. Biondi got enough of a stick into him to slow him down. And look at that, still in the offensive zone. Bischel clears, but back into the zone it goes. Delayed offside. They've been touched up, have the Hawks as they forecheck. Foley ahead, off the stick of Mortensen. In front of the bench area it goes for Biondi. And now it's going to be Bisson to regroup. Look back for Foley as he was checked on the play. Nice little get-together he had there with Kylan. And it's off the stick. Kylan was there again. Now Pierce steps up, plays this one ahead. 5:09 to go. Fast-moving hockey game here between these two. Lunge, shallow angle. Wow, nice job by Limesand to get the arm up and take that shelf away. Stick save, rebound off the side of the goal. Now it's the Hawks back from behind. They've been pressing here for quite a bit in this third period. Biondi with it. Lets a shot go. That's blocked.
Look at the spacing on Benilde. They're just converging. They're
well, I
losing
think
their
they
position.
see 2-7 and they say, we're not going to let you beat us here. We're going to jump on you.
There's more than 2-7 out there, but they have to be a little bit more cognizant of where their spacing and positioning is in their own zone.
Mortensen got away with a potential slasher. You got to watch out for the penalties late in the game now, too. It's a big part of the contest. Oh, that gets through the legs of Antcliffe, and here they come back the other way with Ellings 1-on-4. Ellings will carry deep, nowhere to go, but on net with it, turned aside by Backstrom. That's up off the glass. Now it's Marshall from the top of the right point, plays this back in behind. Rolling puck, and out of the zone they go. Turning away from traffic is Dowd. Now Aiden Dowd gets it. That one was kept onside. Back from the corner, it's going to be Messenberg. Gets away from one man. Nifty move there. Stays on it. Gets away from another nice pass to the left wing. Beautiful outlet. Sent back in and around by Ellings. Marshall will come over. Chopped at and played up the left wing side. And here they go. Antcliffe with it. 2-on-2 at the line. Now 2-on-3. There's Sarsland to staple him to the wall. Played to the near boards. Lucia takes over from center. Looks back down the rail. And that one's going to be sent right back in by the Hermantown Hawks. Foley plays that around. That misses the mark on Thompson. Nice little dangle fest there by Pierce. As Pierce comes away with it across the line, inside out. There he goes. Shot and a save made. Oh, that was the parting of the Red Sea there, and that was Lime Sand to shut the door.
Well, a lot of activity down in the Benilde defensive zone. The Hawks are really kind of turning the screws up. 3:12 left in regulation time. It's really been, for the most part, except for intermittently, it's been all Hawks, and Lime Sand doing a good job of maintaining his focus. But the part that concerns me a little bit, and it's through effort, it's not a negative deal, but it just seems like they're jumping up. Yes, I do. But their positioning is not great right now. They're bunching up and leaving a lot of open space for this talented Hermantown Hawk team to negotiate.
Wrist shot wide of the mark. Looked right into the glove there by Lime Sand.
Well, I think both coaches want their teams to just play very, very intelligently, but obviously a very important phase-up for both teams, but the Red Knights need to clear the zone.
This game has had so many different textures to it. I mean, it was Hermantown taking over in the first, Red Knights with an incredible second, and now Hermantown with their will here in the third. The Red Knights have had their moments.
Yeah.
But the Hawks have been really good here in this third period. They continue this offensive zone work. Now it's Janzig with it. Bischel out of the zone. Tried to muscle his way up the line, but Pierce is going to say, that ain't going to happen when I'm out here. So he comes away with it and shovels it in, bumped by Warner on the way in. Now it's going to be Sarsland. Nice job to get away from the forecheck. Off the boards to center ice, and that's going to be an icing call. 2:20 now remaining here in the third. Do you sense overtime?
It feels like it, but again, it's just so much play has been down in the Benilde zone, but they really haven't got shots. So even though the possession is down in the Benilde zone, they've done a good job of managing their way out. Messenberg was a prime example of that. Get around a couple guys and then headman the puck out. They just haven't been able to sustain it. But it's been a good period by both teams. It's just been the ice is slanted in the Hawks' advantage right now.
Hard work by Aiden Dowd. Another number, actually that's 8. Bisson on the play. Carson loses the handle. Now Mortensen. Right wing across the line. Snapper. That one, they wanted high blocker. Not a bad shot from that spot of the ice. Now Foley with it. Looks up to the left wing side. Gay into the skates, and Mortensen turn it back the other way. Offside at the line. 1:33 to go.
Well, again, this Red Knight team is drifting. They had 5 people over to the right dot from Lime Sand trying to defend. Everybody wants to be engaged. Everybody wants to get involved and to contribute to their team, but that leaves a whole half of the ice wide open for this Hermantown team, and they haven't taken full advantage of it yet, but they're trying to work into that open area. It's just something that Benilde has to be a little bit tighter on moving forward through the season.
It's a process indeed. Here comes Ellings. He's got Marshall in front. Couldn't get it through. Marshall from the corner pushed that through the slot area, the goal mouth area there. Sarsland will regroup back at center ice. Looks for his man in Ellings. Instead, it's going to be Biondi looking for Kylan. That misses the mark. To the line, Pierce takes a swing at that one. Messenberg pokes to center. From his derriere, it's Pierce. Oh, they went off the glove of Ellings. Oh, they're going to call icing. I thought I got this glove on that.
I thought there was some connection there, as you've said, but it is going to come all the way down. 53.3. Might not be a bad time to maybe I'm not trying to jump into the coach's booth here, but maybe take a timeout, reset, regroup, but just get the final game plan. But another offensive zone faceoff for the Hawks. They've had pretty good success in the zone. It's going to be Bionde offering for the Hawks against Adam Marshall. Or Blake Messenberg, I'm sorry.
Well, there's Marshall, who comes off the draw and makes the play and muscles it to center, competes his way across the checkered, and it's going to be sent back into the neutral zone. They better hurry. Schweitzer comes away with it, finds Marshall on the right wing, didn't like what he had, put on the brakes. Ooh, he had a nice pass over for Ellings that was deflected up and out of play. Nice stick there by the Hawks.
Yeah, I think that was Ethan Lund showing his defensive contributions as well, but if he didn't make that play, they would have had some time and space inside the zone. So it is going to come outside the Hawken. But it was deflected.
They're saying it hit his stick from this side of the line.
I would agree with that.
But I don't know if that's true or not.
I would agree. I would, on first blush,
I think it was back about where that's what they're saying. But
we play on. 34 seconds
we're
left.
talking about a couple of inches here. But in this game, that's what's going to be the difference.
It could be.
Pierce looks up ice. 2-2. What a quality hockey game this has been. Back in behind the net, 16 to go in the regulation. It's going to be Bischel up ice. He tries to muscle that one ahead. But the Hawks will be content to play that off the boards. Now with 5 to go, it's going to be overtime, folks. How beautiful is this? Next goal wins, or we end in a tie. One way or the other. We'll lock her down here for a minute. We'll have the start of the overtime in 3 minutes. Well, we switch sides, and, you know, for Bart Archer, that's a big talker.
It's going to mess me up.
You love it.
No, I just wanted to stress that shots on goal in that third period, Benilde St. Margaret's with 5, Hermantown with 13 total shots, 29 for Hermantown, 27 for Benilde. So obviously the zone time that we talked about, Hermantown was very accurate, but it's a whole new ball game now.
Off the glass it goes as we roll into overtime. Thanks for joining us here today. We're going to close out our 4th and final game of the American Family Insurance North-South Classic. Fittingly in overtime.
Right.
Red Knights and Hawks going toe-to-toe. Pierce will pinch. He looks to play this down the boards. It's chipped to center. Ellings, who he has numbers with him. He has Marshall on the right. Ellings, Marshall, all deflected. Nice play there. That was
Lucia,
who went down on that play.
Yep.
Here they come, Biondi. Oh, and a nice save made there. Blocker pad by Limesand, but that waffle has been on fire for him tonight.
Yeah, indeed it has. They've needed it too.
Lucia's shots pushed away there by the defense. That was Schweitzer. Left wing side it goes. Shoveled ahead. Schweitzer, check that Foley now will regroup in his own zone. Tall drink. Biondi is on him. Fanned on there. Antcliffe comes away with it. Dowd. Shallow angle. Antcliffe again. Now it's going to be Aiden Dowd with it. Off the boards, bounding puck. Rolls away. Now it's going to be Messenberg, lost the handle to center. Carson is there. And now it's going to be Limesand to cut off. Rung hard around the good. They took a fortuitous bounce off the stanchion. Now it's Gay across the line. Loads into that one, steered up and out of play. No, not out of play, to the corner by Backstrom. Carson pushes that one ahead. Now it's Pionk, watched by Gay, as this one's back in behind the net. Sarsland pushes along the wall. There's a shot in on goal, and the glove save made there by Limesand.
Well, it was a good shot by Aiden Dowd, or a good opportunity for a shot, but I think the puck was bouncing when it got to him, so it kind of fluttered to Limesand. But as we talked about before, even today, sometimes those are even harder to track and receive, but Limesand did a nice job. 6:09 left in this overtime session. Face off to Limesand's left. Kind of some trying moments for Benilde in their own zone.
Pushed back up to the line. Big body check thrown there. Handled out of the zone. Nice job by Gay. Now it's Bassan. He walks in on goal. Shallow angle there. Turned aside niftily there by Backstrom. Now it's going to be Sarsland ahead again for Bassan. They're offside at the line. 5:46 to go.
Well, it was Cooper Gay that actually did a nice job while Bassan was going in to put a challenge to the goaltender. He took the other defenseman out, but he lost his edge on that one. Couldn't get out of the zone quick enough, so hence the face-off outside the zone. But the Red Knights seem like they're kind of clawing their way back into this. Had a couple, at least some good opportunities in the offensive zone, but it's just defense first. It's going to be very tough, muddy waters to negotiate to get a good shot on goal.
Erickson plays that back in behind the net. Foley, that's cut off. Nice job there by Matheson. Now Foley rings the boards. Back up to the line. Wrist shot, stick save, rebound, puck to the slot area. And out of the zone they come with Will Thompson. He's going to hustle in across the line. Thompson plays this back down to the corner. Thompson tries to shovel that through some traffic. And it's guided over to the left wing side. Nice job through traffic. Erickson poked off his stick, sent right back in. Blocker pad sent back off the netting. And that one's whistled down.
Boy, Limesand just puts that blocker, the rebound, wherever he wants to. It's just to have that kind of control is very nice. I'd like to see a little bit more urgency on this Red Knight defensive squad. Now, they did kind of put Schweitzer with Seamus Foley, and they put Callahan with a defensive partner as well, so maybe trying to diversify. I always thought Callahan had a bit of underrated offensive game, so to take him out of that secondary role and put him into an offensive role might be to the benefit of Coach Pauly, so I think that's a pretty good adjustment.
Have to reset back in the face-off circle.
Has him with Sarsland.
Carson. Oh, Lund was there, and so was Limesand. He makes the save and hangs on.
Well, Sarsland saw Lund over there, and he kind of closed that space, so Lund got a pretty good redirection on goal, but it was Limesand with better anticipation to get over there and really take away all the net on that one, receive it, face off to his left. 4:57 left in this overtime session. Sweet home Alabama.
Thinking about them today. Do you think they're really done? Or are they going to tour again?
They'll probably tour again.
There's no
They're
way.
Go singing songs about the Southland.
You can't keep Ricky Medlock out of the mix. It's a theme song for the Overtime podcast with Blackfoot.
Blackfoot.
Train, take me on out of this town. That's right.
That's in my wheelhouse.
You can follow me at the Wagon Train 27. Now you all get it.
And then you can take him on out of this town. After the overtime.
Across the line now.
After his Chipotle.
Tomorrow at Sensors, 10 to 12. Join us. I need this game to get over. I got some gear to go rent and get set up for the big show. And as I'm watching the clock tick away here. Biondi is there. Now it's going to be Marshall. He's jammed on the play. Back to the corner. Sams. Kicked over to Biondi. Waiting across the line. That's going to be offside at the line.
Yeah, and that linesman had several people helping him with that call as well, but they made the appropriate call. He tried to kind of stretch his leg as far as he could without being Stretch Armstrong, but just preceded the puck in the zone, a tick under.
Old school.
Yeah. Well,
with the $6 million man.
There's a theme, but we're just one tick under 4 minutes to go.
That, of course, is 3:59. Pierce. Gay with it. He has Bassan to the net. Shot and a pad save. Rebound. They try to force that one short side. Backstrom lost the sight. The net looks like it's off. It's posts. They're letting him go as that one's going to be wide and backing around. Back to center ice. We'll see if the ref knows it. Well, the goalie did. I guess it wasn't. He tried to move it back on. It stayed. Back at center ice. Sarsland, nice feed to Gay across the line. Gets the screen, but nice deflection there by the defensive Lucia. Boy, who on this Hermantown Hawk team could you identify as their American Family Insurance North-South Classic MVP for the 2 games? I mean, I don't even know where you go.
I can't imagine that you don't have an idea what I'm thinking about.
Is it 2-7?
No, actually 2-4.
Ethan Lund, you like the junior.
He can play on my squad anytime. Not to begrudge 27. He's been pretty good, as is 18. So there's
18 is on my short list.
Wealth of different choices.
I've got 30 for the Red Knights on mine.
Yeah,
I mean, when you're talking about the weekend of the 2 games, I mean, he's. Oh, there's a redirect. Oh, beautiful work by Thompson in front. We'll see if they let this go. You might want. I would not. I'd just chill right there. Get the power play.
Well, especially when you're talking about Pierce for the Hawks. He's a valuable, not to say that everybody's not valuable out here, but they kind of need him in the final 2:37. So him taking a penalty isn't a good thing. And it really wasn't that aggressive as far as what was going on. So just maybe a little overreaction. Maybe a non-call would be a pro. No, they're going to take them both.
Yeah, they're taking them both. That's probably a good move. But keep this thing 5-on-5, and they're pretty much done for the game.
Well, I think Will Thompson did a nice job by not only getting the puck deep, but then he went to the net, which is what every forward player is geared to do. So I don't know why he took such exception, but well, we're still going to be 5-on-5. That's the most important part.
So it'll be Messenberg to take the face-off against Biondi. Those two have been going at it all night long. It's been a great game with those two.
Indeed, it's been a game within the game, but Messenberg, a left-handed shot, I wonder if he's going to go straight to the net.
Yep, push that one straight through. Bart Archer with the call. Schweitzer, shot deflects up off the netting.
Well, I'd like to think that was deflected. No,
Ooh, they let the clock run down about 3 seconds. They might want to put 3 seconds on there.
And in overtime, 3 seconds is a good piece of time.
No one's saying anything.
No. Maybe they're waiting for their Chipotle. They just want to get going.
Well, they should have left about an hour ago if they want it. Back to the left wing side. We're only talking about one store, so we don't need to get cards and letters. We're fine.
Settle down, people.
Just relax. And, if the service isn't there, we're going to say it. We tell it like it is. Broadcast journalists.
That's what we do.
There's your guy, Lund, in the corner. Messenberg fishes along with Foley. Now it's Marshall. Left wing side. Elling stood up on the play. Schweitzer chops at that one to center. Schweitzer plays this one over to an open wing, 1:54 to go. Foley, high off the glass, that nearly hit the netting, could have been a face-off inside the zone. Instead, a big clapper. I don't know how Limesand saw that with the screen, but he made the save.
And Lund was there for a second chance if it was there.
Icing will be your call.
Well, Messenberg and Biondi are exchanging some pleasantries in
how they love each
the
other.
neutral zone. Well, I'm sure there's a mutual respect.
No, I'm just saying because they've got to know each other so well.
Yeah. I don't think they're going out for a soda after the game, but it's just more inconvenient.
The
than
proverbial
anything else.
soda.
Right.
Bumped off the boards.
Pionk went down gingerly.
And now it's Messenberg at center across the line. He's got Ellings with him.
Offside.
They tried to find Ellings. Instead, Messenberg back to the corner. That hits Ellings. Nope. And now it's on the stick and played out of the zone. Biondi comes away with it. He's got Callahan. Now it's going to be Sarsland to play back up. They better hurry. Yep, Ellings a bit tardy getting on the bench, and they had an offside call.
Well, you hate to think that this game's going to end. It's been such a good game up to this point. I mean, yes, it's had some physicality about it, but it hasn't, really ramped up too much. A little extracurriculars after the whistle, but that's what happens when emotions get up. But I think there's going to be 2 more penalties. One's going to be Messenberg, and maybe it's just going to be Messenberg. 1:15 left. This is going to be a very
no. I
important
think
situation.
Lucia's going with him.
Going to go. Well, it'd be hard not to take them both and really be too relevant in the decision as who's going to win this game. So I think that's the appropriate call.
At the 6:45 mark of overtime, we have coincidental offsetting roughing penalties on Hermantown's number 4, Jackson Lucia, and on Benilde St. Margaret's number 20, Blake Messenberg.
Boy, you hate to see
minors for roughing.
Players go into the penalty box in the waning moments of overtime. Hard to contribute to your team's efforts from that area, but there's going to be a timeout.
Pat Andrews working the timeout.
Not a bad call, but
I mean, you get into the category here where you don't want to play to lose. The goaltenders, of course, being class acts that they are, exchange glove taps. And, I mean, you get into the area where you don't want to prevent a loss, but you also don't want to give up a win either.
And that's
you know what I mean? It's just
that's why I'm
tricky.
Noticeably quiet, because what I say in these certain situations become out of emotion as opposed to being practical about it. But you don't want anybody to be in the penalty box in this situation. You want both coaches with a full complement of players so they can use every resource they have to bring the win home. But one thing that's really kind of neat, and I don't know if the camera picked up on it, but Backstrom and Limesand exchanging some pleasantries, and I mean that in every sense of the word, where they have mutual respect for each other. They both turned in outstanding performances both today and yesterday.
I mean, Backey could be considered for their player of the weekend, too.
Well, he's made some outstanding saves.
He's been really good.
Well, you can't be that successful without a good quality goaltender unless your defense are absolutely lights out. I think they have a hint at both of those. But, again, Baxter's been solid. Limesand's been solid tonight.
The Hawks have had some great goaltenders along the way under the Bruce Plant era. But
sure.
I'm telling you, from all the teams I've seen for the past 15 years, 16 years, this is as good of a goaltender as I've seen in a Hawk sweater.
Well,
I think that much of him. He's
I
good.
I don't know if I say this in the proper way, but they kind of need him to be good this year, where other teams may have been so stacked and so loaded talent-wise that maybe the goaltender didn't have to be as good. But
just a rounded, hard-working team here with what you need to be successful.
I've really enjoyed watching them exhibit their skills.
Bassan with the turnover. Now it's going to be back up ice with Biondi. He's going to open it up. He's got a man with him in Antcliffe. Now it's going to be Aiden Dowd. They try to play it to the slot area. Bassan plays this one ahead. Now it's going to be Ellings as he tries to go inside out, but he's stood up there momentarily by Sams. We're under a minute now at 38 seconds to go in the hockey game. Carson to center, rolling puck. No ice on the play as Callahan will be forced to regroup. Off the, nope, he's going to turn this one back. They better be careful here in their own zone. And here they come, opportunistic. Oh, they almost had Lund for the potential game winner. Rolling puck at center. Lund will try to leave that one off for Kylan, but instead it's the Red Knights at center with 12. Now we play this up the boards. This is kind of playing itself out here, Bart, from what I can see. as we're going to play it to the near side with 4 seconds. A shot by Marshall hits a pair of skates, and we have a tie, fittingly, for these two hockey teams. Great one here from the St. Louis Park Rec Center, Bart. Real quick, your MVP for the Hermantown Hawks.
Well, Pete, I'm going to go with, you try to migrate to a particular area, but I'm going to go with Ethan Lund. I just thought that yesterday he was one of the best players. Today is one of the best players, but again, as a representative of all Hawk players, but my vote is going to go to Ethan Lund.
All right, well, you're the guy voting it, so he's going to get the award.
Oh,
he gets the plaque.
All this pressure.
And I'm going to give Carson Limestad for the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights. I thought he was their best player for the 2 games, and he pulled out the 3 out of 4 points for them here if we're keeping track of the standings. So
hard to argue against that.
That's going to do it here. Your final score of the American Family Insurance North-South Classic reads the Hermantown Hawks 2, the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights 2. Don't forget at 7 o'clock, check us out at the mnhockey.tv, another high-end matchup featuring White Bear Lake traveling to Braemar Arena to take on the Edina Hornets. Patrick Lilia will be on the call. For Bart Archer, Natalie Stevens, and of course Tanner Lalick, I'm Pete Wagner. So long, everybody.